Sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else does. It speaks to youth in a language they understand. Sport can create hope where once there was only despair. It is more powerful than governments in breaking down racial barriers.
Perhaps it's the Springboks, once one of the very symbols of the apartheid regime, that best embodies what President Nelson Mandela spoke of in the year 2000 at the Laureus World Sports Awards. By that stage, the Springboks had won the first of their 4 World Cups in 1995 in South Africa and demonstrated what was possible when the citizens of the country united in a common purpose. Winger Chester Williams and captain Francois Pienaar were 2 of the stars of the class of 1995, and neither were aware at the time of how a few small gestures could leave such a huge impression on a fledgling nation.
I think it was the biggest and the most powerful moment for us, and I think even when the people saw Nelson Mandela on the field with that rugby jersey, it was even more, because then that even picked up the people and the crowd to support us more as a unit, or as a South African unity.
I never knew he was going to be there, and I never ever thought in my life that he would wear a Springbok jumper. And he just stood there and he had this aura and he just said, "Good luck." That's just all he said. And then he turned around and there was this number 6 on his back, and that was me. I was so emotional. I couldn't sing the anthem. I was just too emotional, too proud.
Ever since 1995, South Africa's love for the Springboks has grown. And as the team achieved an unprecedented 4 World Cup victories, often against all odds, so the Boks grew to represent the country on the world stage and became an example of what South Africa was capable of. Double-winning World Cup captain Siya Kolisi is acutely aware of what the Springboks represent to South Africans and the responsibility he carries when he wears the jersey.
What brings us together is our country. What brings us together to play for is the Springbok and then South Africa. And that's what has been driving us. That's been driving. And I can't explain it to you in words. You need to be a South African to understand. You need to come to South Africa and see it. It's a beautiful country with a lot of problems. But once we come together, and we've come together a lot before for a common goal, and I promise you, nothing can stop us as a country. And it's not just in sport, it's in life in general. It's in everyday work. And that's what we're trying to do, each and every single day by giving everything. We're not saying we're going to win all the time, but we promise you we'll give it everything.
The Springboks draw strength from the stories of unity that emerge every time they play, when seemingly disparate communities come together, even for a short time, to support a team that more and more embodies the diversity of the country. 2023 World Cup winning coach Jacques Nienaber was quick to point this out immediately after winning the World Cup in Paris last year.
This is probably for our fans, for South Africa. I wish I could show you the amount of messages and videos and what was going on in South Africa. I think there were 62 million people that united from small farming communities, opening up showgrounds that people from all walks of life could go in, and the entrance fee was whatever you want to donate, and people bought t-shirts, green t-shirts for everyone. So we felt every single little bit of energy they gave us, and I think in the last 3 games with 3 one-point victories, we needed that, and that drove us.
The Springbok experience of today speaks of drawing strength from one's background, but not letting that limit what one can achieve. And Kolisi truly believes this is what lets South Africa stand out in the world, despite the many challenges.
The motivation for us, we don't have to look far. it's around us in the group. We look at your story, where you come from, how far you had to fight to get to where you are today. So motivation is always there. It's not something we lack in our country.
The Springboks continue to fight for their place at the World Rugby table, despite winning the most tournaments in World Cup history. It's that fight against the odds that the team and the country are surely most proud of when one thinks of the Springboks. Burke, SABC News.